In this video, you'll learn how to start an e-commerce store selling physical products online without having to carry inventory. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. Now, most people who want to start an online business are hesitant to sell physical products online because they have a false impression that you have to store and ship all of your own products. But did you know that you can run a successful e-commerce business without carrying any inventory at all? In fact, it's pretty straightforward to run a full-blown online store without worrying about storing or shipping anything physical at all. Now, here are 3 ways to do exactly that. Number 1, you can dropship. A dropship online store is a type of e-commerce business where you take orders on your own website, but your vendor or distributor is responsible for shipping the product to the end customer. As a result, you don't have to carry any inventory at all. You simply act as a middleman between the distributor and the buyer. Here's how it works. 1, a customer finds your website online and places an order. 2, you receive the money from the customer and immediately place an order with your distributor at an agreed upon wholesale price. Then the distributor sends the product to the end customer with your company branding and logo. As a result, it appears as if the product is coming from you and not the vendor. Sounds simple, right? But as with everything in life, there are pros and cons to this business model. So here are the pros. You don't have to carry inventory or ship out any orders yourself. And the startup costs are super low. There are no upfront costs for inventory. You simply need a website and you can start taking orders right away. So overall, the risk of starting a dropship store is negligible. But here are the cons. The margins are usually super low, on the order of 10 to 30%. Managing customer service can be a pain since you have no control over fulfillment. In the event that your vendor ships something late, that's on you. Your advertising options are also limited because the margins are so low. And there will be many other stores selling the exact same products, which will cause pricing pressure because people always comparison shop. And the ramp up to significant money will be much longer than a traditional store because the margins are so low. So as a result, you will likely have to rely on search engine optimization and other free methods of promotion like social media. Now logistically, customers may need to be shipped separate packages if different dropship vendors are used on your store. You also need to connect to your vendor's database in order to determine inventory levels because you're not going to want to sell something that might be sold out. And then finally, you are responsible for driving traffic to your own website. No one's going to help you in that department. So overall, dropshipping can be very attractive if you don't have a lot of money and if you plan on having a long time horizon for your business. In other words, it could take several years for your store to ramp up to significant profitability. Now, to find vendors who are willing to dropship in the United States, you can use a service like Worldwide Brands, but be prepared to put out a lot of content to rank your store in the search engines. Okay, way number 2 is you can use a 3PL or a third-party logistics firm. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the terminology, a 3PL is a third-party logistics company, and most 3PL services can handle the storage of your products in addition to order fulfillment. And in some cases, they can even help with customer support and returns as well. So here's what a typical order flow looks like if you use a 3PL. 1, you ship all of your products to the 3PL provider. Then a customer places an order on your website. Your website then electronically sends the order to the 3PL, and the 3PL ships the order to the end customer. And then you pay the 3PL a monthly fee in addition to a per order cost for fulfillment. Now, the online store 3PL combo looks and behaves very much like a traditional online store with inventory, except that you don't have to store or fulfill the orders yourself. All right, so here are the pros of using a 3PL. So we already mentioned you don't have to store any inventory or ship out orders yourself, and you have full control over your customer flow. Your margins are typically 50% or higher, which gives you much more flexibility on advertising and other forms of promotion. But here are the cons. You have to purchase your goods up front. You're also responsible for driving traffic to your own website. And overall, if you want to start a more traditional online store, but don't want to worry about inventory fulfillment, then using a 3PL might be a good option for you. All right, so here's just a short list of 3PLs to consider if you decide to go this route, along with what to look for in a good logistics partner. So eFulfillmentService.com is a no-frills fulfillment house that caters to small businesses. They don't need for you to have a corp or an LLC in the United States, and they're generally pretty easy to work with. ShipMyOrders.com is also another fulfillment service very similar to eFulfillment Service, and they cater to small businesses. There's no minimum or monthly transactions. Warehousing and Fulfillment.com is another fulfillment service very similar to eFulfillment Service, catering to small to medium-sized businesses. And then the last two I just want to mention are Ship Hero and Ship Bob. All these options are worth considering if you decide to go the 3PL route. So here's a quick tip though. Amazon.com is also a 3PL. So if you're already selling on Amazon using FBA, you can also have Amazon fulfill the orders from your own website. The only downside is that your goods will be shipped in an Amazon branded box, which may cause some confusion. And the final way to sell without inventory is to use Amazon FBA. Right now, Amazon FBA is the most popular choice among online sellers, and Amazon FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. Here's how it works. You ship your goods to Amazon's warehouse, and then you list your products on the Amazon Marketplace. When a customer places an order on Amazon, Amazon handles storage, fulfillment, and all of your customer support. Now, going the Amazon FBA route is extremely attractive because not only does Amazon take care of everything, but you also have access to Amazon's vast audience of buyers. However, the main downside is that you have to obey Amazon's rules, and they also take a pretty sizable chunk of your profits. In addition, it's much harder to establish your brand on Amazon because people think that they're buying from Amazon and not you. So overall, here are the pros and cons. Here are the pros. Once you ship your products to Amazon, you don't have to do anything else. Amazon takes care of sales, shipping, returns, and customer service. And Amazon's marketplace is so large that you will likely generate sales right away. But here are the cons. Amazon takes a sizable chunk of your sales. It's typically on the order of 15% of your revenues, plus another 10 to 15% for fulfillment, depending on the size of your product. You also have to purchase your products upfront, and your margins must be high to make money because Amazon takes such a large chunk of your sales. So typically your margin should be over 66%, which means you will likely need to import from overseas. You have to obey Amazon's rules, and you only get paid every couple weeks. Amazon can hold your money for any reason at all. Also, you have to constantly monitor your listings from the competition. Meanwhile, Amazon can ban you at any time, they could suspend your listings, and it's hard to establish your brand because you're building your house on someone else's property. Now, the Amazon marketplace is so large that you definitely should be selling on Amazon at some point, and in fact, I've had students make over $100,000 per month selling on Amazon alone. But selling on Amazon can also be extremely stressful as well. Because the Amazon platform is super competitive, you have to constantly monitor your products in case they get piggybacked or hijacked. In addition, there's also the danger of getting inexplicably banned or shut down in case you get too many customer complaints. So here are my recommendations. Most people's first instinct is to gravitate towards dropshipping because it's cheap and risk-free. But in this day and age, dropshipping is getting harder and harder to execute successfully. Because you are selling someone else's products at a lower margin, you usually can't win based on price. Instead, you have to do an incredible job of educating your customer and presenting them with an amazing shopping experience to get them to buy from you. For a great example of a successful dropship store, be sure to check out my buddy Andrew's former shop over at rightchannelradios.com. Now, in terms of deciding whether to sell on Amazon versus using a separate 3PL, I heavily lean towards selling on Amazon through FBA and also using them as your 3PL. The only concern is Amazon's branding on the box. But chances are you're going to be selling on Amazon anyway, so there's no reason to use two separate fulfillment services that basically do the same thing. And in my mind, the only reason to use a separate 3PL is if you require special handling on your products. So for example, smaller mom and pop 3PLs may be willing to bundle separate products together or prepare your products in a specific way that Amazon would not. And if you sell internationally, certain 3PLs may be better equipped to handle international fulfillment. And finally, certain 3PLs may also offer more attractive pricing than Amazon depending on your goods. But no matter what option you go with, your end goal should always be to create your own branded business. So even if you are seeing great results on Amazon, you should always start your own website. And in this day and age, you don't ever need to carry inventory or worry about fulfillment, but you still need to create a brand. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you like what you saw, there's actually a lot more where that came from if you subscribe to my channel below. And if you are interested in learning how to sell physical products online, then click over here and take my free 6-day mini course where I'll walk you through everything that you need to know to get started in e-commerce. Thanks for watching.